Howdy folks. Well, I've been tagged by Nigel over on Bushcraft Prepper there. He was tagged on doing an action report, a situation report on the whole COVID ordeal and how it's affecting the YouTubers, the Bushcrafters I suppose specifically, in the different places, in the different countries around the place. And I could be useful there because I'm in a different country. Yeah, what's up? So here it is. This is a situation report on COVID from Trinidad. It's going to be a bit boring, isn't it? So I'm going to combine that with it's definitely soup weather, isn't it? Rainy, overcast. I'm going to do some soup in the Canteen cup. I've also got some footage of a bamboo rocket stove that I was fooling around with, green bamboo rocket stove. So I'm going to include that as I waffle on, just so people don't nod off. All right then, here we go. Here we are then. You'll never guess what kind of soup I've got today for the Canteen cup. No, it's not that. No, you're wrong. I knew you wouldn't get it. Royal game soup, made by Baxter's. I think they started business in 1926, they're still going. And ingredients: game 4%, venison, pheasant, potatoes, wheat, flour, tomatoes, carrots, maize, onions, venison liver, swede, corn flour, venison heart, barley. Wow. Ooh. The thickest. That's what game soup looks like. So, situation report then. Sit rep on the COVID in Trinidad. First case was apparent in mid-May. Apparently that was somebody that was returning from Switzerland to the country. The first COVID case was detected 15th of May, I think. Since then, to date, we have, and today's date I think is about the 10th of September. We have approaching 2,500 active, 2,500 cases total, of which are active. It's a little under 1,000. I think it's a little under 2,000. Sorry, 1,800 and something cases. All the deaths that I've heard of have been folks that have had comorbidities, so pre-existing conditions. The islands are shut down. The Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, which consists Trinidad and the small island of Tobago, which is about 15 miles off the coast. So there's no flights in, there's no flights out. It's been shut down right from the earlies. Actually, it didn't take very long, a couple of weeks, and they stopped the international flights. Now the general public goes, now by law you must wear a mask in public, punishable by a fine of about 100 quid. If you don't wear a mask in public, covering your mouth and nose. There's no school, everybody's doing virtual schooling, which is a challenge for the youngsters, of course. Actually, I was on a meeting last night. We did a virtual meeting for the scout group that I'm involved with, which, you know, it's enjoyable. Of course, it's not the same thing. It's not the same as scouting is a very practical thing, but folks are finding a way around it. There's a lot of leaders that are doing some inventive things and steering the guys towards online activities. No, they're just talking about now allowing nationals to repatriate, because there's a lot of folks still stuck abroad from Trinidad that can't get home. So there's no positive move on that yet. They've just started kind of making murmurs about it, the government. Wow, this one's easy. It's been an easy Canteen cup, this one. Let's see. Looking forward to this. I've never had royal game soup before. I think it's going to be a favourite. And that's about it as far as the report goes. There's no other major things. Our numbers are relatively low, of course. Internationally they're very low, and that's thanks in part to the rapid response of the government, who shut things down very early on in the big proceedings. And we're just experiencing a kind of a second surge of it, which is, so recently the regulations came in about having to wear masks in public, but and no flights, but there's also other regulations, like you're not allowed anywhere near any body of water, so you're not allowed to go swimming, you're not allowed to walk on the beach, you're not allowed to go near a river or a stream, actually, technically. So that's kind of crimped some of my hikes as well, so I've got to be selective there, which is a bit of a bummer. That's kind of put the damper on that side of things, but just got to wait for a few days. Hopefully things will level out again, and hopefully they'll lift some of the restrictions. But we certainly couldn't say that we're not, you know, there's a lot of places that are doing far worse than we are. So very thankful for the kind of small island environment here. And that's it. I'm going to have some soup. Well, I like royal game soup. It's the first time I've tried it, and it reminds me very much of the canned oxtail I used to get, so I guess that's comparable. It's great, just the job for a rainy afternoon. Alright Nigel, I hope that fulfilled the requirement there for you. I'm going to put a link to Nigel's video in the description of this video, so you guys can see that if you'd like to have a look at it. Nigel's channel is very interesting, lots of tips. He's very big on bushcraft and survival tips and hacks. Produces some very interesting videos on that, map work, etc. So I'll leave the link to the video that he was, or to his video where he was tagged in the description there. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Scout out.